Wes, hey, what's up, my brother?
Good Tokes. What's up, my G? What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Hey, bro, I ain't up to much, man. What are you up to?
Not much, bro. Just chilling, man. It's out here kicking
Yeah.
it, you know what I mean? Everyday thing, dog. Summer just kicking in right now. Winter for you guys, summer over here. So, it's starting to get a little warm over here, bro. But it's about to get really hot. So we're getting ready to prepare for that heat. Got the fan blowing behind me. But yeah, man, it's everyday life. You know what it is.
Yeah. That's crazy because it's summer over there and it's winter over here. And I'll tell you what, man,
Yeah.
it's been pretty cold, brother.
That's it. Fuck,
Yeah.
man. I wouldn't mind having a cold all year round. You know what I mean? I like the heat, dog, but um, just not all the time, dog. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
when it starts in the hundreds. It gets pretty crazy over here where it hits up to like 110, 112, 113. And then
Damn.
you'll go to the beach that's like 45 minutes away. Well, there's beach all around me, but we go like up north to the beaches, man, and it'll be like almost 35-degree difference, and that's crazy. One area, 45 an hour away, it'd be 100 or something, and then somewhere else would be like 75, 80 degrees. You're like, damn, that's a big difference.
Yeah, man,
But
that's
yeah,
huge
we get
difference.
into the summer. It's about to get hot.
Yeah. Hey, Wes, looks like you got some new decorations there behind your ducks.
You know what it is. That's my Hina right there, dog. That's Coco G. Ain't no diss Ice T. You the motherfucking G from day one, but Coco, dog. If I would have seen Coco back in my days, it would have been over. It's a wrap. Nah, just kidding. Coco, man, she's been the love of my life for a very long time. I don't care how old she gets. She gonna be mine forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to, Wes?
Not much, my G. Just fucking, you know what I mean? Just doing my thing, dog. Just fucking getting in with this music. I took a little break for a minute, so just started getting back into it again, doing this music shit. Got a couple things in the works and stuff. Just life, dog. You know what it is. Everyday thing, man. Just fucking trying to stay on top of this shit. You know what I mean? You don't stay on top of it and be consistent, people forget about you. So you got to keep your foot on their necks, foot on the gas pedal. You got
Yep.
to keep that wood in the fire.
Yep. Got to
You know
keep
what I
that foot
mean?
heavy. That's right.
Yeah. So, just everyday things, same shit. You know what I mean? Just trying to keep it going, dog. Keep it rolling.
Yeah. And I did see you drop that 100 bars as well.
Oh, my boy. For sure. You already know what it is with that, dog. You know what I mean? Fucking that's man. We'll get into that right now, but yeah, dog. I had to drop something for the people, bro. I remember when we were talking about it, I just told you like, hey man, I feel like we gotta do something, keep it like the old school ways, like when Game dropped the 300 bars of running. He had an artist that he signed for a little bit called Yo Boy. I remember he came out. That's where I actually got the name from, the 100 Bars of Death. He actually did one himself called 100 Bars of Death, and he raps on a bunch of. It's actually just one beat, and that's what goes in on it. And I wanted to do something like that. And what better way than to sit there and actually do it on some Ice Cube beats?
Yeah.
I remember talking to you in the beginning about it. I wanted to do a mixture of different old school West Coast legends. Remember, I was thinking like Snoop, Dogg Pound, Ice T. I mean, I was thinking some like old school, beginning 19 fucking late 80s, early 90s shit. But I just thought about it, and I was like, you know what, Ice Cube. I wanted to pay homage to one of my favorite rappers. So just thought, what better way than to just get a couple beats. Actually, it was a total of six. Get some of his bangers, some of the ones that he did in West Side Connection, some of the main ones that people know, and had you do your magic, put your little twist to it, to the beats, and man, and what's crazy about that is I didn't expect that to come out the way it came out. You know what I mean? I remember we were talking about it. At first it was just an idea. Then you did the beats all right then and there. We lined them all up. Then you sent it to me, and it was still cool, but it was just like a ref of what you gave me, and then I wrote to it. I remember I wrote that shit in 2 days. I wrote and recorded it in 2 days, but Yeah, I just remember I listened to it and then I gave it to you and then you started mixing it and then when you sent me the final, dog, just like all the volume, you like, man, I can't thank you enough, man. What you did with that track, bro. Like, yeah, the little things do so much. You know, people that don't really like love the music the way we love it probably wouldn't understand. They probably hear it the same way, you know, that we hear it. You know, when we hear the final product, like they probably don't know the difference between a reference and a master. You get what I'm saying? But like the volumes, man, just when you got all the volumes cracking at the same levels, and then you're adding your drums, taking out the drums in certain parts, adding the effects, and then you know, man, just the whole piece together at the end was great. And then when I added the visualizing with the lyrics, I mean, I got that from you, my G. I know a lot of people are starting to do the lyric shit now, you know what I mean? But I've seen you when you were doing a couple for me, did some for Jack Allen, linked up and shit. So I was like, man, I want to try to get into that. And then I have this app, you know what I mean? It kind of like puts a, you know, helps me out a lot with the lyrics. You know, you got to fix a couple things here and there. But once I started putting all that shit together and I started using old videos, you know, from videos that I've already done, just to have in the background for people to look at while the lyrics are playing so you can see what I'm saying. Man, it all came together so smooth, my G. I just, man, I couldn't thank you enough, man. We killed that shit, dog. And I fucked up a little bit. I was kind of a little impatient. You know, I told everybody we were going to give them 2 weeks, you know, just on my website to go look on my website and, you know, to view it on there. You know, I waited a week and I ended up making the video live on YouTube, man. But as we go on, that shit gonna change. We're gonna be more stricter. It's gonna be, you know, it ain't gonna get out released on YouTube until the fans that fuck with me go to the website and view that shit first, because that's what it's done for. It's done for the people that fuck with me, fuck with you, and that are really down with us. You know what I mean? If you're gonna fuck with me on my music, then I'm gonna fuck with you and I'm gonna give you some exclusive shit. You know what I mean? Let you hear that shit first. And shit, maybe I won't even put that shit out on YouTube. Maybe I just keep that shit on the website. You know what I mean? That gets more people to go to the website. You know, of course, we'll put some on YouTube, but I remember talking to you with it, and I see the whole you know, the whole plan laid out, and yeah, man, that's one way. You know, I think we should connect with the fans more. You know what I mean? Make it more of a personal deal. You know, it's not just like I'm throwing out music for anyone, and no, like you fuck with me, I fuck with you. Here's some shit. You can download it, put it on your shit. You know, and keep it. You know what I mean? It's for you. You know what I mean? And if we feel like putting it out on YouTube because we wanted to get more exposure, then you know maybe we'll do that. But maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just keep it for the fans. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So I mean, as of right now, it's on the website. You go to the west1987.com, click on 100 Bars of Death. You'll see the video. Check it out, man. And you can actually get the track and all that stuff too as well. So just go to the website, check it out, or you can go on YouTube. Go on YouTube. Is it on your page too?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay, okay. Well, if you go on my YouTube, the West 1987, just go on there. It's probably the latest video. It's actually my preview video. So as soon as you go to my channel, it's gonna play. So yeah, man. As far as that, dog, I couldn't be more happy. Thanks, Stoko.
Hey, you're very welcome. You're welcome,
And we
Motoko.
got more in the works, dog. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, I was gonna tell you I want to do Tupac, dog, but I feel like I can't touch. I get like a little when I see people touch Tupac beats. You know what I mean? Because Tupac's just legend, dog. You know what I mean? He's a legend. I feel like the same thing with Biggie. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just me being biased because you know those are, you know, like favorite artists of mine, but um, I kind of wanted to do a mashup with Tupac. You know what I mean? There's some dope ass Tupac beats, and man, that fool's got never ending hits. You know what I mean? So maybe we could do something with like a Tupac mashup. You know, if we can find a couple 4 or 5 beats and do the same thing with Tupac, or maybe we'll do something different with you know, maybe my favorite artist and mix it all together. And you know, but we gotta do some more shit like that. You know, it seems like the people really fucked with that type of shit, and we need to bring it back, my boy. We
That's
need to
right.
bring that shit back, G. All this fucking new shit that's out now, and no diss to the motherfucking new people coming out and all that. Salute to them people that are coming out. I love how hip hop, you know, the evolution of it and how it just, you know, keeps changing. But that West Coast shit is where it's really at, my boy. You know, that's where I thrive on. That's what I grew up on. That's what you grew up on. That's what the people love to hear from Cali. From when you hear music from Cali, I know they know about the new artists and shit, dog. But when you think about Cali, you think about palm trees, weed, lowriders, bad bitches, Chicanos, blacks, Crips, Bloods, you know,
Yeah.
Cholos. You think about that West Coast shit, dog. You know, they think about Gang, Dr. Dre, Snoop. You know what I mean? So you want to hear that old school West Coast shit, dog, and that's what I thrive, dog. You know what I mean? That's what you thrive on the beats. So, you know, I said we just stick to that shit and you know keep releasing the 100 bars type deals, like you know maybe once a month or every other month. You know, keep the fans happy, dog. Because the ones that appreciate that shit, you know, they appreciate it. They hit me up in a DM. I see the comments. You know, I see the people showing love, dog. So, I'm thinking I was gonna talk to you about this, you know, personally 1-on-1, but hey, why not give it to these motherfuckers on the Discord? You know what I mean? Let them know like what it is. You know, and
Yeah.
maybe we should do something like that for the peeps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up, Wes. Hey, and to piggyback off that, salute. It was a great job what you did. 100 bars. And
Hell
you
yeah.
handled it. From the beginning
Hell
to
yeah.
the end. You held
Did you
that
have
up.
faith in me? Did you have faith
Of
in me?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope, dog. I'm telling you, bro. Like down to everything that you do, dog. I mean, you really put a lot of time in your shit. You could tell when people put time and stuff in shit, bro. I'm a very picky person when it comes to my music. So when I don't got much to say, you doing your shit. You know what I mean? Even if it's only like 2 things I'm asking for, because trust me, you can ask some of these people that done videos for me. I won't say no names, but I've sent lists this long, bro. I've sent essays. You know what I mean? And I ain't talking about the Mexicans with lokes. I'm talking about, you know, point. I'm talking about like 20 things to fix in a video. You know what I mean? You know, so when I ain't asking for much to fix, dog, yeah, you're killing it, bro. We've been working with each other for some time now, so you kind of know where my shit is at, dog. So man, you know, you and a couple, maybe like one other person, you know, I'm able to fuck with, and you know, they already know my sound, how I like my shit. So it's dope when I got that connection like that, dog, because you know what I mean. There's not too much that needs to be done. You know, you're a master at your shit, dog. I'm a master at my shit. You get 2 masters together, you get a masterpiece, my G. You know what I mean? And as far as that goes, dog, not only are you killing it on the beats and the mixing and all that, you're killing it on the merch. My boy,
Yeah. Thank you,
people
brother.
don't know about the people don't know about the website, dog. Is my boy Lowkey over here is a triple threat, quadruple threat, making beats, mixing and mastering, creating designs, art covers, website. This guy making website. This guy made my website. You know what I mean? So after he made my website, man, we started talking about like, you know, what can we do more to get out to the people? And we started doing the merch thing. I told him my idea of the merch. Um, Most people know me with Westonomics. You know what I mean? That's usually what I roll with. If you see back there above Coco, that's one of my old designs up there. And that was like one of the first shirts that I made. And, you know, I started branching off that, made some shirts with my name, The West, and Westonomics. Westonomics is still my shit. That's my brand. That's my, I got a whole, I mean, man, I don't want to fucking take up so much time, but I could tell you where Westonomics comes from. I could tell
Yeah,
you
tell
what
us.
meaning.
Because I remember you did break this down for me one time. So
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be cool if you just break it down again, please, bro.
Yeah, okay. Well, in a nutshell, bro, I'll try to keep it in a nutshell. Westonomics, bro. The way I came up with that was when my name's The West, right? So I could break this shit down in 3 different ways, but I'm gonna try to do it in just one little nutshell way. And you know, at first I used to go by a different name, but when I changed my name to The West, it just happened to be like it was meant to be because you know my family comes from the old West. They come from you know, in 1785 back in California when it was still Mexico, you know, and they call that the Old West, you know what I mean? Well, that was Mexico. But then after California, it was made into California. In the cowboy days and Indian days, they used to call that the Old West, you know what I mean? So, you know, coincidence is Old West. My family's from the Old West. We come from West LA, you know what I mean? I've always lived on like the west end of shit and everything. So, and I rep the West and my music's West Coast. So I was like, the West. And then I was like, hell yeah. So I like was riding with the West, and I wanted a brand, I didn't want it to be my name, even though you could use the West as like a brand kind of in a way, but I wanted to brand something. I just didn't know what to do. So I kept thinking like, what could I do? And I actually started thinking back of like when, with gangster rap. And one day, I think it was the NWA stuff. I was watching a documentary one day, and they were talking about how like the birth of West Coast gangster rap was 1987. And I was like, yo, that's my year. My year is 1987. And I'm like, yo, that's dope. Like the birth of West Coast gangster rap was when I was born. It was actually before that, because you had Ice-T and all these fools that were coming out, before 87. But when you talk about the birth of West Coast gangster rap, NWA dropped their album in 1987. You know what I mean? So when they dropped that album, that shit went worldwide. Everybody knew about it. You know what I mean? So that was 1987. I was like, damn, that's the birth. So I was like, how can I like brand something from 1987? So I just started thinking, like, I started looking up shit. I actually looked up 1987 and what happened in that year. And in the United States, when the stock markets crashed, that was a big thing that happened. And it happened in 1987 as well. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then that was the same time around the crack era, when the crack era was going on. And that was when Reagan was the president. And then I was like, Reagan. And then they started talking about how there was the Reaganomics era. And I was like, Reaganomics, West Coast, the West, Westonomics. And I was
Yeah.
like, perfect. I'm like, that's it, Westonomics. And I was like, I couldn't it just clicked for me like, yo, that's my shit. That's what I'm gonna name it, Westonomics, and I'm gonna roll with that. And the meaning of that was everything I just told you is the meaning. It's just it comes from that era. When you say Westonomics, you think about when you break it down, it comes from the era of the 80s, late 80s, the year when Reagan was there, the year when West Coast gangster rap was born. That was the year I was born. You know what I mean? So it just all went in that scene. And for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, I always see 1987. That's like I feel like that could be a brand, but like I see that year a lot. It's always that year is put out a lot. Like when I see movies or like shirts, and there was a lot of things that went down in 87. And I was just like, man, that's perfect, dog. Like, you know what I mean? 1987, the year I was born, Westonomics, I just made it mine, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much how I came up with the brand name Westonomics. And it's when you think about when I say Westonomics, I'm telling you pretty much where I come from. And when you dig deep and you find the meaning of it, when you watch these videos when I explain it, you understand it now. Most people just say, oh, Westonomics, tight name, but you want people to ask about it and get in tune with you, understand who you are, what you represent, and what better way than to put a name out there that's like slaps you in the face and makes people ask what that is.
That's
And it
right.
gives you the opportunity to tell you who the hell you are, and tell you about your brand and what it is that you do, dog. So yeah, my G, that's pretty much how I did the Westonomics thing, dog. But like I was saying, for I did the Westonomics, and I was pushing that for a minute. People fucked with it too. I still gonna fuck with the design, and still push it out there like that. I got stickers to this day, you know what I mean? That have that logo or that saying, the Westonomics on it. So I still push that, but I wanted to push something else. I wanted to put because I've heard a couple people be like, Westonomics, like, and it's cool. I know not everyone's gonna fuck with it, but I wanted something different again. And um, I've been a big pusher for my culture for a very long time, and sucks that when I was pushing it 6 years ago or even more, people weren't really paying attention, listening to it, Doug. You know what I mean? I was trying to push, but people weren't listening. But hey, man, I don't care because now it is. Now people are really listening to our culture now. You're seeing a lot of people embrace the Mexican culture. A lot of people are are fucking with us and our movement, especially out here in Cali right now. Cali's huge right now in the Mexican rap, or Chicano rap. I mean, not even Chicano rap, just rap. Period. We got a lot of Mexicans coming up, a lot of young homies, coming up, Mexicans, and you got Lefty Gunplay, Bravo the Bag Chaser, rest in peace when he signed Sway, Peso. Fuck man, I can name a Drummer Boy, King Little G. I mean, there's a lot of these fools, and they're dope artists, bro. And this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for our culture to get accepted like this. And the fact that we're getting accepted like this is dope. Even though when I was trying to push it and it wasn't, fuck it, dog. It's getting pushed now, and I'm fucking riding it. I love it. It's dope. So I wanted to do something that was gonna represent my culture. And I've been going by, I've been doing a couple series of these EPs, and um it was actually the name was El Oeste, which stands for the
Yeah.
West in Spanish. And I didn't think about it then, but when we were talking after when we got the website made, I was like, damn, that would be a dope name, El Oeste, especially right now because people are fucking with the culture and all that. And I was like, and as far as like artwork, we could do like the name El Oeste and shit like that, but at the same time, embrace West Coast shit like the old school West Coast gangsta era. But at the same time, Rick, I could represent my culture too. And one of the first designs, I told my boy, I was like, hey, it would be dope if we did like, a lot of people like to mimic the Death Row Records fucking logo.
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple people kind of mimic it or use it. And a lot of people like wearing the Death Row shirt. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, it'd be sick if I did like an Aztec warrior, like a chief or some shit on a throne. You know what I mean? And just sitting down on the throne and like kind of like on some like when I told you, you kind of understood what I meant. So your first mock-up you did for me, it was just like the Death Row, but it was the same guy in the Death Row chair, and then the head with you actually switched out like with like an Aztec head, like a warrior, face, and that was dope. I was loving it, but then you told me, hold up, Togo, I got you, my G, and you whipped up some more shit with more of a Aztec style to it. Like you took away the death row chair and put an Aztec throne. Then you put the chief sitting in the throne, and the whole man, that shit's dope. Just wait till y'all motherfuckers see that shit. If you guys want a quick little glimpse, you can go on my website and check it out, man. You'll see some of the designs that we're planning on coming out with, and all but my boy Tokes right here, man. This guy over here, he, I tell him what I want and he comes out with the product. I got a couple other shit too that I got from the homie Drip Smoke, who's actually the guy who designed the LOS 3 cover. He's gonna whip up some designs too. So I'm kind of happy to be able to get you and the homie to mix together, and we're gonna try to come up with 4 dope ones, which I already know the 2 that I want from you to put out, and then get 1, 2 from him, and then put those 4 out, and then the ones that we have all together. Then right after, kind of, we don't know exactly how we're gonna do it yet, but I feel like maybe kind of do like a 1 drop, with like 4 designs. A couple months go by, do another drop with another 4, and let that be like just those one-time prints. You know what I mean? So if you get that shirt, not only you repping and you're gonna get something with the shirt. We're gonna try to do something where you get the shirt, you get a song, and you get some download shit. We don't know exactly, but we on some marathon shit. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, dog. But that's where I'm getting my game from. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do some shit like that. Nipsey Hussle did his thing with the Crenshaw album when he sold his album for $100. Everyone thought he was crazy. $100 for the album. Everyone was like, "Yo, who's gonna buy the album for $100?" You know what I mean? But it's all about the people that fuck with you and the fans, dog. And he did that. People got it. He did his personal show for them, and then you got all this other extra shit. So I want to keep his legacy alive, but trying to do the same shit, and kind of do something like that on my end, whether it's a shirt, a fucking some unreleased music that comes with it, fucking Discord video chat, you know what I mean? Put a package together and then sell it for one price and have people fuck with us. So yeah, man, the LOS the brand, man, that's something you got to look out for, man, because that shit gonna be hot, dog. And not even just my shit, you know what I mean? We ain't just got the LOS the brand to look forward to. My boy Lowkey over here killing the game. He killing the game right now with all the merch, bro. Like, my question to you, when you're helping me doing all this shit, and I'm giving you these ideas, like, how do you get these ideas for your stuff, bro? Like, I see some of the stuff that you release, bro. You're releasing shit every fucking 3 days, bro. Like, and I go on your page and I see all these designs, and I'm like, bro, I just can't. Man, it's crazy the shit that you come up with, dog. Like, down from the the Usual Suspects one, then the Little Funkers, and then the Funk Gang. Bro, people need to fucking put more eyes on your shit, dog, and push that shit where you at, dog. And a lot of people fuck with that, dog. I mean, what's up with that, dog? Like, what's your plans with the merch that you got going on?
Man, I'm just having fun doing it, bro. Our culture, we're inspired by your culture too.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
So I grew up around, my big cousins, the big bros, and they were just dressing like yous, with the Dickies, with the Chucks, with the flannel t-shirts.
Man, I noticed that, my G. When I see they look just like us. You know what I mean? Some of those guys, man, they looking just like some of my uncles and shit. Just a little more fancy guy. You know what I mean? Y'all look a little more higher than us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was just that was just the way of growing up. So I got a line coming out, and it's called
Hood Originals, right? Isn't it Hood Originals?
Hood Originals, yeah, man. So that's just
you got so many brands, bro. You can't even remember which ones you got. You got like 4 right now, right? Killing it.
Yeah, Hood Originals. So that's just from what I seen growing up in life. The big homies, the big brothers, the OGs, from where I'm from. So we look like yous, we're inspired by yous, but we just have our own take on it. Yeah, I implemented Taragos in there, pig on the spit, Dunupuaka. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, when I seen that one with the pig, I was like, damn, this fool could do one of like, I was just thinking in my head like a backyard Chicano theme, like, homies at a table playing dominoes, an uncle in the back on the grill cooking carne asada. I was thinking the same shit, dog. Like,
yeah.
Like a homie at a grill cooking carne asada or some shit, you know what I mean? Man, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, dog, it's crazy how our cultures fucking mix and intertwine with each other, bro. We have the same background story, just different locations, dog. We were both fucking invaded by fucking the Europeans, Britons, whatever you want to call it, the white men, and they took over our lands, took over shit, and it just so happens that when I was reading about your guys' culture, a lot of you guys are in the landscaping shit too. Back in the day, that's what you guys, and that's where our culture comes in from. A lot of people know us for being gardeners, you know what I mean? And starting shit like that. And it's crazy, man. Just the stories, man, they intertwine with each other. And the way, the only difference is that you guys, I think a lot more, your guys' culture kind of follows when it comes to like the gang shit. You guys are more on the blood and Crip shit, but as far as the dressing, the style, the music, it trips me out because I hear some like the homie Mr. Sick, dog. I trip out on some of the music he plays, and he don't always be bumping that West Coast shit. That fool be bumping like oldies, you know what I mean? He be playing some old school shit, and I'm like, damn, man, that's crazy. Like, that's our culture too, dog. Like, that's what we bump. Like, when I grew up, I said it before in a couple of the other podcasts or discords with you, is, we grew up on that funk and oldies and, Marvin Gaye and, all that shit growing up and all the 80s and 70s music. And it was tight to see Mr. Sick bumping that shit, dog, because it shows that our cultures are so much alike, dog, whether it's Maoris, Tocos, Usos, dog, all you Pacific Islanders, man, that you guys are just like us. Yeah, and as far as that Hood Originals, man, that shit's crazy, my boy. You got some shit up right there.
Thank you, Toco. Man, with the Hood Originals, I just wanted to do something that I seen growing up. All the older boys, the big homies, my uncles, my bros, friends. And I guess it's more than merch for me. Like, it comes down to the beats too. Like with the
Yeah,
West
yeah.
Coast beats, these gangster beats. Yeah, man. I just feel like you've played a big role in what I do. And
Yeah.
can't speak for everybody else, but I'm just speaking on my side. Like, I've been influenced. I've watched, growing up as a teenager, wanted to be a vato loco, watching all those gangster movies. So, yeah, man. Love your culture, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's not just you too, dog. It's not like you're in your own little island with it, dog. Because like I said, I mentioned Mr. Sick. He's brought up the movies, dog. He's brought up Blood In, Blood Out. He's brought up Colors. Brought up American Me. Even the homie E, dog. That fool used to bring up that shit with me too on calls, and
Yeah.
when we would talk about that shit, it was crazy because I know you guys are in different areas and shit. So. We branch out, and it's not a certain race, it's all you guys. You guys are in the same boat with us, dog. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
dope. I fuck with you guys' culture big time, dog. It's Mexican, and Mexican culture and y'all culture, man. You guys' culture is fucking dope to me. One day I'm gonna have you teach me the haka, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna get with it, my boy. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
with it. I'm gonna stick your tongue out, get wild, and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, West.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We're gonna
So,
get that in one day.
yeah. So on those hood originals, I've implemented our culture. So you're gonna see a guy with the pig on the spit behind him. You're gonna see the Taragos, the vans that our family cars, our family vehicles, I should say. The houses, the palm trees, the taro leaves. So implemented that as well, because that's what I seen growing up. I guess it's the same thing as beats. I get to express my thoughts and my feelings through illustrations, bro, instead of just like with the music. So yeah, man, it's been a pretty cool couple months, trying to teach myself, educate myself on this t-shirt design thing, because I've just pretty much stepped into it in a few months. But I want to, and shout out to everybody that supported me too, like getting t-shirts and hoodies and that. I appreciate it, and it means a lot to me.
LOS the 4, LOS the 1 was just LOS. The LOS the 2 was Down with the Polys. LOS the 3 was Blood of an Aztec, and 4th I was gonna wrap up the LOS the series with Mi Vida, which was gonna be about my life. But the thing I like about the LOS the series was it was more of a personal thing for me. LOS the 1 was about kind of giving you an introduction of the West, bringing you that West Coast raw fucking Cypress Hill, fucking old school West Coast. Checkmate was ridiculous, fool. It had that old school dog pound feeling. Then I had the one with the homie Trouble P that was on some like Cypress Hill type shit. It was dope, bro. I wanted you to get a feel of that raw West. And then Down with the Polys, LOS the 2, that one I just wanted to pay homage to you guys. You know what I mean? You guys were accepting me with open arms, and I wanted to pay back to you guys and future nothing but you kind of artists. You know what I mean? You're Toko. I wanted to get, Mr. Sick, who's Maori, and then, E was in there too. I wanted him, representing for the Samoans, and then we had Jack, you know what I mean? So it was just a big thing for the Polynesians, you know what I mean? I wanted to show people out here, because Polys are big out here too, that I fuck with the culture, you know what I mean? So that was a personal thing I wanted to do, just to pay homage to you guys, because I see a lot of us in you, you know what I mean? So, and a lot of you guys are in us too, as far as the way we live and shit. So that was a reason for the LOS to 2, and then LOS to 3. Like I said, man, I've always pushed for my culture, and I just wanted to do a whole album where it wasn't really about me. It was more so where my culture comes from, where we come from, how we live, how we got to where we are today. And I wanted to shed light on, like the farm workers, what they go through, how we're really strong-minded, hardworking people, and where our blood comes from. And even though it was a sad story, what happened to us and how our lands were taken and stuff, we still make it a beautiful thing, dude. Shout out to Jack Allen, but it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
Hey.
The way how everything comes together. They came and took over, but you know, in the end, when you look back, you see the strong power from our culture's mind, man. We don't bow down to nobody. We're warriors. We stick it through, and I wanted people to see that. So that was the whole reason for LOS to 3. LOS to 4, I'm giving you my life. Um, my plan on that was to just come and bring you from the beginning when I was born. That's where the first track, Awake, comes from. That track was going to be, or is, because it's already done, but that track was from the moment I was born to, like, growing up as a little kid and seeing what life was like. So I wanted to just kind of give you a story of my life, and I want to kind of plan it like that throughout the whole EP and give you stages of my life. So Awake is going to be like that. Then we got another track that's on some like NWA type shit. You know what I mean? That one's going to be me
Yeah.
growing up in school. And then we're going to have another one where it's like life after school, kicking it with the homies and getting into the music. And then we're going to have another track. And then I'm going to end the track off with um where I'm at now, as far as music guys, and where I plan on going. The intro. We haven't even finished the intro, but the intro is a story itself, bro. You could just close your eyes and listen to it, and it takes you back to 1987, my G. And I remember when I was telling you all the things that I wanted to implement, man, just to give you guys a little fucking sneak peek. I won't give you all the details, but we started it off with my pops inside the living room doing tattoos with his homies. And he's watching Martin in the background. And how my Toko did this shit, dog, I don't know, my boy. But this fool got the whole tattoos and Martin playing in the background. And we have to still get some acting. I still got to get my mom to get on the mic, but yeah, man, my mom breaks through. Oh my god, I gotta go to the hospital. I think I got, I'm about to have my baby, this and that. My dad goes, oh shit, all right, gets in the car, takes out to the hospital, hops out. He goes in. My mom goes into the doctor's office. They got to do a C-section on her because that's how I was born. And they do the C-section on board, and they say, oh dang, you got a healthy baby boy. What's his name? Oh, we're gonna call him the West, or maybe my name, who knows how we're gonna do it. And then it goes into the song Awake, and then Awake comes in, boom. So as you hear that, you don't really, maybe it's a little too much, but man, when you guys hear the intro, dog, my boy's got like 75% of the shit done. All that's left to do is just the ending of it and all the acting to it. But man, it's one of those things where you can just close your eyes, and when you come from that era, you know what's up. If you know, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you hear that shit and you're like, damn, that's just dope. But if you don't come from that era, you still get that, picture painting feeling, of what you're listening to. And that's where my Biggie comes from, dog. Biggie was a storyteller, you know what I mean? And um that's kind of what I wanted to go through is give you that storytelling shit. You know what I mean? And that's what I thrive at too, dog, is the storytelling. So I just want to tell you my life, dog. That's what LOS the 4 is all about, dog, is my life. And this LOS this shit, it wasn't these mixtapes or EPs that I put out with the LOS there's bangers on there. Don't get me wrong. There's tracks that you could bump and dope shit, but it was more so for teaching you guys, the fans, and just telling you about me, who I am, my culture. When you slap these motherfuckers on and you bump them, you get a taste of who I am. You ain't gotta ask me questions and shit. You just gotta play the EPs and you kind of know who the fuck I am. You know where I come from. And the LOS to 4 is gonna seal it all up, tell you exactly where I come from. And then when you see the EP LOS to 4 and you listen to it all the way from beginning to end, all the other EPs make sense. You know what I mean? That's what I got coming. I got that in the works. I got other shit too in the works. I got a couple songs that I got coming with the homie Anthem Menace, and a couple of those songs are produced by the homie Chops. So I got a couple singles coming out. But the big one's the LOS to 4. That's the one that we working on right now. We already got a couple tracks done. Actually, we had a song called Empire that was gonna be a part of the EP. I don't know if it still is or what we're gonna. I think we were talking about maybe doing like a special drop with that, like kind of like what we did with the 100 bars of running, right?
Yeah.
Our 100 bars of death. So yeah, I'm thinking as far as with that track, we're gonna release that one. That one's already done too. So um you guys might get another treat for that one too. And that one we're gonna be a little bit more strict with that one. That one's gonna be, we might not even release it on YouTube. We might just depending on how it goes, But it's for sure gonna be up on the website. You'll for sure be able to fucking download it and all that shit. Maybe I could do a quick little video for it, or maybe we'll just do another visualizer type deal, or some shit. We'll figure out something. But that's going to be one of the newest ones. It's called Empire. So we're going to be putting that one out. But yeah, man, as far as music goes, dog, it's always in the works. Always got something going. So that's the one. Make sure you guys look out for that one. LOS to 4. That's going to be coming soon. Don't know when exactly, but I'll keep you up to date. We'll be posting. Empire, don't trip. We'll be coming out pretty soon. So we're gonna be consistent with it. We ain't gonna lag. We ain't gonna be gone for a long time. So we're gonna keep it rolling. You know what I mean? And in the midst of that, LOS to 4 will be getting made, and when all this shit starts dropping, it's gonna be dropping. As a matter of fact, I forgot. I got a song dropping on Friday. So I got something dropping on Friday called The Click. It's with me and the homie Ravy, and it's with a couple of the homies out there in the IE. We got a song that's produced by the homie Chops, so it's called The Click. Watch out for that one. That's dropping on all platforms. That one's coming out on Friday. So Friday, I forget what the date is today, but that's this. If you're watching this right now, that means it's coming up this Friday coming up. So make sure you guys stay in tune. That's dropping on Friday. The Click, the homie Ravy.
Yeah, The Click.
So yeah, my boy. So I kind of wanted to get you sideways and hit you with a curveball. If you don't mind, that I get you with that. You mind if I hit you with something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, man. What's a sideball, homie?
Curveball. I mean, I'm gonna hit you sideways.
Sorry, curveball.
Yeah, we call it a blind side hit when you play football. When you just out of nowhere just get blow. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to hit you up because you were touching about the culture and all that stuff, and how you grew up with your uncles and stuff. I kind of wanted to get into like you and as far as how you grew up and all that stuff. And I see a lot of me and you, dog. You know what I mean? We grew up the same. I think you're probably I don't know, a year younger, a year older. I'm not sure exactly, but I know that we think alike, and the music we're alike in so many ways, and where does Lowkey come from, dog? First of all, I remember you telling me, but I don't remember exactly. Before you get into that, how did you get Lowkey? Where does the name Lowkey come from? If you don't mind telling me that, or is that something you want to keep on the wraps, or could I ask that?
Yeah, man. So that just comes back to my first tag back at school. I used to tag Kilo everywhere.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so that was like my little. I had heaps of names, bro. Real ugly ones too. But yeah, that actually comes from one of my first tags. I used to tag back in grade 3, grade 4 in my books, and just from being a chubby fella, it just worked out. Kilo, so. Yeah, so
so I see what you did. You flipped it.
Yeah, there you go.
Kilo, Lowkey.
Yeah, that's it. Right. That's it. And you know what? You just answered that. And I guess to piggyback off that, it just comes down to personality as well. I like to keep to myself. I don't really like to talk to heaps of people. I just like to be with my family and make music, and
Hell
and,
yeah.
and those things just keep me happy, make me happy, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
So
low key.
I'm not really familiar exactly like how exactly you grew up, you know, as far as like life wise, you know. Can you give me an example of like how it was growing up when you were younger, as far as like, you know, what was life like for Lowkey when he was growing up? You know, maybe you don't have to start when you were like a little kid. If you want, you can tell me as far as little kid, but like, you know, growing up, you know, third grade and up when you started writing Kilo, you know, what was life like from that growing up into your like teenage years and stuff?
I guess I can start from the beginning. So I was actually born in Gisborne, New
Okay.
Zealand, on the east coast, and about 2 years later, my parents decided to come to Australia, to come here for a better life. You know, they were living that gang life back there, and there
Yeah.
was no escape. You know, they were both so deep in it.
Yeah.
You know, and not only them. You know, my mum's family. You know, her brother's was one of the founders for you know, one of New Zealand's biggest gangs, and he was the president
Can,
of
can,
Auckland,
can you say the name? Can you say the
the
name, or
Mongo
you
Mob.
trying to keep? Oh, okay, okay,
Mongo
for
Mob.
sure.
I got family on both sides, Black Power
Yeah.
and Mongo Mob. You know,
Oh, okay.
when we moved there, I was 2 years old. So yeah, we moved here to Australia. We moved to Sydney. We stayed with my father's family
Now
and his
now real
parents.
quick, I call you Toko, but for the people that don't know and don't understand Toko or Uso, could you tell my people like, as far as your background, you know, like what is Toko?
Toko is short for brother. Toko Ua is brother, but just for slang, just for short, we say Toko, Tox. You know,
Yeah,
so
and but
yeah.
as far as like the background, like what's your race?
So my mum is Māori
Uh
and
huh.
my father is Tongan.
Okay, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so but I grew up more on my Tongan side.
Hmm.
Like we had uncles and aunties that are from my mum's side,
Yeah.
on the Māori side, but yeah, in our household we leant towards the our Tongan culture, our Tongan side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and you were telling me you were in Sydney or Australia or something like that. That's where you guys had moved at.
Yeah, we moved there first with my father's sister and my grandparents, his mother and
Oh,
father.
okay.
Yeah, and then yeah, I guess they wanted to move again because they kind of found themselves. Well, my father kind of found himself around that again. What he's just trying to escape, it was over here.
Oh,
You know,
it's
so
everywhere. Yeah, yeah.
we moved up to Queensland in Ipswich, a town called Ipswich, 4305. Yeah, and that's what I remember. I remember being in Ipswich. I don't remember Sydney. I don't remember New Zealand. You know, but I do remember Ipswich. I remember being brought up in our small little town.
Hell yeah, that's
Yeah,
dope, man. And as far as like, did you ever touch in the? Like I said, I know you come from like a big family. Are you the oldest out of your family? Are you the oldest? Or you have brothers that are older than you?
yeah. I got brothers. I got a brother that's older than me. Yeah,
All right. Now, as far as that, why I mean, you don't have to tell me if your brothers were or not, but like, did you ever get into like, did you ever kind of, you know, because I know when I was growing up, you know, with my brothers and shit, they were getting into the street life and shit. You know what I mean? And they was pushing me to try to get into that, but you know, yeah, I was the sport man. I was the one that would do the boxing, play football, and then I was into music. You know what I mean? And then we moved away from the hood, and we moved to a better place. So it was easier for me to get away from that stuff. You know what I mean? But I was still involved in it, kind of not involved like where I was repping hoods, but I mean I was grown up around it. So like, were you grown up around that stuff too? Well, I mean, obviously you said your parents, but did you try to follow in those steps as well ever growing up, or did you kind of just stick to music, kind of like, you know, maybe in the same route I did? Oh, did you ever follow the footsteps of being like any kind of street shit?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not proud of it though.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
but
yeah, hey, you know that's life, dog. You know what I mean?
yeah, and where I come from, I try to make a name for myself, you know.
Yeah.
I was always a good cunt, you know, always good, but yeah, always involved in something, you know, and plus
Yeah.
being from a housing commission area like that where we were from, everyone pretty much knew each other, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to get into heaps of shit.
Hey, so that's how it is most of the time, man. You know how parents, you know, when the parents grow up a certain way, you kind of, you know, man, apple don't fall far from the tree. You know what I mean? You grow up seeing something, most of the time you're gonna either dip and dab into it unless they move you out the way. But you know, that street shit always finds its way anywhere, even in the good parts, bro. You know, there's always gonna be good parts, but the hood shit don't. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? You can't get rid of it. But that's dope, man. I didn't really know much of that. Around like, you know, what age did you start dipping into the music shit? You know, I remember you kind of telling me a story the other day. If you can kind of like touch base on that, like how the music thing kind of pop off with you. Like, how did you get into start, even when even if it wasn't just like starting to make beats, just music, period. How did you start getting into that?
4 or 5 years old. My football coach was on the way to the dump, right? And he drove past our house and he had a drum kit on the back of the trailer. And my old man seen it. And yeah, he waves out to him, tells him to come back, and asked him, what do you want for it? And my old man just goes upstairs, gets like $50, brings it back down, gives it to him, Dwayne, unload it from the trailer. It was all broken down too, you know. It was ready to go to the dump, but man, my old man made it happen. You know, we took it underneath the house. He set it up. I think we had a snare sitting on the esky. Yeah, man, and I was just amazed. You know, it was amazing. Like, I've never seen anything like it. And it was
one man's trash is another man's treasure, bro. You know what I mean?
Man, and you know what? From for that, since that day, my life will never be the same, bro. Like, I found something.
Was it just you that got into it, or was your family? Because I know your little brother. You know, shout out to Hound. I know he's into the beat making too. But was it just you at that time that was kind of like doing the music stuff, or like liking it, or was your family and kind of getting involved as well?
Yes, because of my parents being musicians, we've always had guitars around the house. But I think out of all my family, I was the one that gravitated towards it the most. Now I was just like, wow.
It shows, yeah.
Like a guitar, like we had keyboards, organs, we had all of that through our house. Hound, I think he was around the same age, and like that I was 5 years old. When he turned 5, he was already playing the drums. You know, I was just teaching him little bits here and there. But I remember coming back from high school and I could hear someone like smashing the drums. I was like, I thought it was like, you know, one of my big cousins or one of the big bros or my old man. And I come upstairs and he's fully jamming, bro. Like smashing it, doing the rolls. I just sat on there. I sat on the bed, bro, and I just watched him. I thought, this is amazing. Like, he's only 5 years old. He really knows how to do it all, you know? So, shout out to my Doko Hound, man.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to the homie Hound, dog. I still got to get on one of your beats, my boy. I don't know which one you got for me, or I don't know, but I still got to get on the Hound beat, dog. You know, represent.
Yeah.
But as far as, did you still get on the drums to the day? And
I seen the drum kit. There was a drum kit in. We got a place called a store. And it's called JB Hi-Fi, and they had like a few drum kits lined up, like Yamaha lined up. So I just went in.
Probably like a bike, my boy. Once you learn, you know, it just takes a couple more times to get in there.
And there was a huge line behind me because people wanting to play it, you know. And I was just hogging it up, 10 minutes. Yeah, but
that would be dope. I would like to see that, man. You know what I mean? That's sick.
And so after learning how to play the drums, I was still playing towards Jackson 5, Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff, you know, just trying to mimic what they're doing, you know. And then it was one day, bro. It was one of my bros, his name's Reckless. Shout out to my toko, bro. He comes by my house, and he had a tape, and he's like, "Hey, you want to listen to this? I just stole it from my big sister." I was like, "Oh shit, what's this?" Bro, he pushes play, right? And it's that Shorty Wanna Be a Thug.
Oh shit.
Park.
Yeah.
First time I ever heard hip hop, bro. First time I ever heard rap. First time I ever heard somebody cuss, somebody swear on a song, bro. It was Shorty Wanna Be a Thug. That was and it was the whole album, bro. But that was the first song that was, you know, how on the tape, wherever it gets stopped, you just push play, bro. And that shit changed my life, man. I've never dreamed to hear something like that, bro. You know. Yeah. So that was my first part of getting into rap, hip hop, gangster rap, West Coast. And then from that moment, bro, I wanted to be a rapper. You know, I put the sticks to the side, man. I was like, I want to be a rapper, you know. And I was writing raps, bro, back in primary school, and I thought they were mad. I thought they were badass, but nah, there's cringy raps, but yeah.
Hey man, we all go through that. I still remember some parts of my cringy rap.
That's my introduction anyway to the West Coast rap.
I know you. So I saw you were like dipping into the music at that time. So like, when did you start actually? Now, was beats something that you started first, or was the? I know you were writing your rap. So did you start off rapping first before you started making beats?
Yeah, bro. Yep.
Dope. So when you started rapping, how did you put out music? Did you have like stuff as far as recording like music and putting like EPs out, albums or anything like that?
Nah, man, just those songs you can drink up to. Like half of the songs we did were I was drunk, bro, you know, just having fun, not even taking it serious. But we started on the tape decks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just recording off that.
Using playing with the homies, have fun. Yeah.
And you know that story. But it wasn't until I got into my late teens. I think I was about 17. Went down to Sydney because my cousins, they got a band, a family band, the Kamis, and they're well known in the Polynesian community. They've been out for years, but they've been doing it since little kids, bro. You know, and they had an album that they wanted me to feature on, and I was an amateur, bro. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I could rap. I've never got in front of a mic or even been in the studio before, bro. You know? So I flew down there. They take me to the studio the next day, and that was my first time around it. You know, just around recording equipment, a proper mic, proper headphones, someone telling you it's, you know, trying to cue you in. So, that was my first times recording that. So after that, because I was just watching every night, just watching my older cousins, I was so inspired from what I've seen, and that I wanted to do it seriously because I knew, you know, I had something to say, you know, and the people at the drink ups like what I was saying and the stories that I was rapping about. So I ended up going to get a mic. It was only a $50 mic, bro, but hey, it was a starter. Got me a little interface. Fucking got me a computer. It was like a budget ass computer, but I was able to plug the mic in and get my vocals recorded, bro. So yeah, that was my late teens, bro.
Oh yeah. So when did you start getting into the beats? Because I remember you actually showed me some old footage of you rapping and shit on, you know, with your homies and shit. When did you actually get into like the beat making? Because a lot of people don't know, like a lot of my boys that know about your beats, they don't know you rap too. You know what I mean? And I know you don't like to really push the rap stuff, you know what I mean? But you should, I think you should.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
thanks,
I
Russ.
love the sound. You got that old school like, like I feel you remind me of like that old school Method Man type flow. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it sounds like some Wu-Tang shit, you know, hip hop, West Coast. Like, I like the way you be busting, but as far as you know, the beats, because a lot of people know you for the beats. When did you start getting into the beat making?
Around the same time, in my late
Same time.
teens. So this time that I'm recording, bro, because I was ripping beats off YouTube. My infamous place was SoundClick. Do you remember that place?
Yeah, sound click. Yeah, I used to.
SoundClick, bro. I used to
Yeah.
download the beats, bro, and then just just rap over them, you know. And
Yeah, sound click was like the very first beat stars. Yeah.
yeah, BeatStars. Yeah, that's right. It was the very first one. Yeah, SoundClick. So that's where I used to get my beats from. And yeah, it wasn't until I started hearing other artists from where I'm from, like rapping over the same beats. I was like, "You're kidding me, bro! Like
Yeah.
we're gonna look like amateurs, you know?" So
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about when you rapping on like when you start getting beats from like these like websites, you start realizing a lot of other people had already downloaded them too. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
bro.
I
Yeah,
was
so
like,
that's what
oh, fuck.
happened. And also, like when we used to go and perform, I had to be fully drunk, bro. I had to be wasted before I
Oh,
could
man.
walk on stage, bro. Like I was that shy, bro. I didn't want to get up in front of all those people, you know.
Hey,
So
that's me, dog. That's exactly how I was. So I couldn't even
damn,
record. I couldn't even record in a room with people in it. Like the engineer had to get
damn.
out. The
Oh,
engineer would have to press record and walk
and
out. And
walk out,
imagine when I fuck up, bro, how many times he had to come in
come
and out,
back.
and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah, that's how I was in the very beginning, dog. But now, I could record with 100 people in the room. I would choose not to do it, but
yeah, that's
yeah, it ain't
cool.
no thing now. So
Yeah,
that's tight.
so that's where I used to get the beats from. And yeah, I hated being on stage, brother. You know,
Yeah.
I hated being in front of all those people. So after like many a shows, man, I had to find where I was comfortable, where we can keep moving. Because I had a group too. I wouldn't call it a group. I just call it some brothers from the same place where I'm from that we all grew up together. We just started making music, and then yeah, we started getting shows around. You know, our music started getting around. You know, it started from parties, and then those parties went to other parties. Like our songs just went around, so people were just asking for us to perform open mic nights, or they'll get us down to open up shows, bro. So that was a cool experience, but the whole time, like the whole week, I'll be just stressing about being on stage, man. I just hated it. And then yeah, probably after our last show, because my bros, they love being on stage, you know, they just loved it.
Not to dip into your personal life too much, but did you already know were you with your wife at that time, or did you know her
Yeah, yeah.
already?
Yep.
Was she going to your shows and
She was
stuff?
driving all of us, you know,
Oh, that's what's
because
up. Shout out to
suspended.
Miss Low Key putting it
Yeah,
down and
yeah.
putting in work. That's what's
Hey,
up.
yeah, bro. She
That's
she
what's
drove
up.
us to every single show, bro. Wait around, you know, because after the show, we'll be drinking up with the other crews, you know. So she'll be waiting in the
Uh
car, 3 o'clock, four
I'd
o'clock
rather
in the
die, right?
morning.
Rather die right there, my G.
That's right. She was there through it all, bro.
Hell yeah. No, that's cool, man. I mean, just and now to see where you're at now, like man, she knows that whole process, and that's I'm sure that's what makes your guys' bond even more, dog. You know what I mean? Like she's been there since day one from the start of it.
Yeah,
So
from the very
shout out to
start.
Miss Low Key for that, man. That's dope, man. That's
Yeah.
dope to hear.
Yeah, so once I found that I didn't want to be on stage anymore, I found, you know what? Just stick to producing. That's what you want to do. That's what you're good at. At least you can sit there, let the boys, when it's time for shows, let the boys hit the stage. You don't have to do nothing. So I was able to kick back. And I found that by doing that, West, by just taking that lane over for myself, there's less stress.
Man, that's so dope, man, to hear that shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I've always knew some of the stuff, you know what I mean? But when you get in depth and you talk about it like that, man, it's crazy, bro. Like I see where you're at, man, and it's to know that you started off with the rap shit. You know what I mean? A lot of these people don't know that. You know what I mean? And I think you should come out with more of your rap shit, you know, because I've seen you come out on a couple of tracks or, you know, just shit that you show me personally. And it's dope, man. You got some dope shit. Your flow's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? I like the way you be killing that shit, dog. So
Thanks,
that's
Double.
what's up, G. I really like that shit, dog. And the beats, bro. I mean, you know, to kind of like sum everything up, bro, as far as, you know, I know your sound, bro, really, really comes from that West Coast. Now, I don't know if you kind of answered this at all, but to kind of close this out, tell me how somebody who's a whole day ahead of me, you know what I mean? You're literally one day ahead of us. How does someone like you, who's so far away from where I come from where I'm from, which is like what you guys would consider LA, California, how does someone like you that's so far away get in so tune and master the sound that I love, which would be that gangster West Coast rap? Like, were you just, I mean, obviously you like the music. I mean, but was it like who were your biggest influences, dog, as far as when it came to making these beats and making that West Coast sound, bro? Like, where did it come from? How did it start? Or who were your main influences? I mean, how does someone like you get to where you start making this shit? Like, where's the beginning of that?
Death
I
Row.
mean, I know you got okay, Death Row.
Death Row. So that's what I was saying when my bro bring around his sister's tape. That was the first time I ever heard that. Ever heard gangster rap. You know, Shorty Wanna Be a Thug. That's my first hip hop song I ever heard, bro. Ever. So it was from that point on. Listening to Doggy Style, you know, listening to Machiavelli. Really started diving deep. Dr. Dre, like I was going back. You know, like where did this shit come from? You know, so and plus I had older bros as well that would have their CDs and cassette tapes left at my mum's house because we had a party, you know, so I was able to like go grab their tapes and have a listen, and it was just a thrill to me, man, and just to hear what they had to say, because I felt like when I listened to some Puck songs, right, I related in the kind of way, you know, I related because I was young too, you know, and some of those situations I felt he got me through. Some situations that I was going through at the time when I heard his music, I just felt like he's like a big bro. So I guess it comes from that, where I get my sound from, and just for the love of it too, of the West Coast sound, of the West Coast culture, like the place where you're from. No, I always want to visit. I've always wanted to visit California. You know,
you want to visit the West Coast gangster rap mecca hotspot, my boy.
That's right.
You want to come where it was born,
and it's still a dream.
Yeah, I feel it.
Still a dream of mine. It's crazy when you know, I get a few artists that think I'm actually from there, and they're from there. You know, when I say, I'm from Australia, like,
I was shocked.
Out with the kangaroos. Like, yeah, man, out with the boomerangs and all.
One of the biggest things, when you mentioned Death Row, I remember the biggest things that would trip me out for as far as Death Row, when I think about the Death Row days, when Snoop Dogg, when he dropped Doggy Style. You remember that fucking cover called the cover art? Fool, I thought that was like a Playboy to me, dog. I was like, oh my God, fool. I'd be like sneaking that shit and be like, hey, check this shit out, fool. You see that shit? You know what I mean? It's like, you remember the cover where it was like a dog and a girl dog going into the doghouse on Doggy Style? That tripped me out. I remember when that came out, I was like those cover arts, bro, was so crazy. And they come to think about it, now that I'm thinking about the cover art, I remember I went to church one day with my homie and my little homie, and my little homie wore that shirt to church for one day, the Doggy Style album. It was the actual shirt with the album cover. I was like, boy, what are you thinking? Why would you wear that shit to church? You know what I mean? But yeah, man, those are good times, bro, that you definitely catch the West Coast sound, bro. Anyone listens to your shit, Everyone knows, bro. Your shit knocks, bro. Your shit has that West Coast sound, bro. If no one seen your face, seen who you were, nothing, bro, and they just heard your beats, dog, they would think you're from out here, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy when it's so crazy to me to see somebody so far away and be more in tune with the West Coast than some of these people that are here from the West Coast. I see these young new generations, bro, and they know nothing about this old school West Coast. But here's somebody from another complete country far away and is more West Coaster than you, dog. How does that happen? You know what I mean? But that tells you, bro, the West Coast is alive and branch out. We might not be bumping on the radios like we used to be as far as that old school West Coast sound, but it's still alive in other places. It's alive in Japan. It's alive in Australia, New Zealand, Germany, China, Philippines. I mean, we're everywhere, dog. West Coast lives forever, dog.
Forever.
Rest in peace to the greats. Rest in peace, Pac. You know, rest in peace to Nipsey. Rest in peace to all of these the older OGs, Nate Dogg. You know what I mean? It's nonstop, dog. We got legends in the game. You know what I mean? And that sound that you create, bro. Yeah, a lot of it comes from those people. You know what I mean? And man, salute to you, dog, for the beats that you put out, bro, and all that work that you do, dog. Like when I say you're my mentor, my bro, I really mean that because you know,
Yeah.
you I've never gotten in depth of my music the way I get into it now, and I see the way you move and do your shit with your music and how you fucking lay your shit out. And I see how you try to implement that in my shit. And you see the professionalism, you know what I mean? So I just want to be like that too. You know what I mean? I want my shit to look like yours. I want my website to look catchy. I want, all my beats to sound dope. That's why I fuck with two people. Is you and the homie Chops, dog. You know what I mean? So yeah, that sound has always been me, dog. I tried to do the hip hop shit. I tried to go underground. I try to, but West Coast is me, dog. That's what I grew up on. When you're talking about the Death Row days, dog, it's exactly what I remember. Tupac, Snoop. I remember Suge Knight. I remember being with my dad in the middle of the living room watching the Soul Train Music Awards, fool, and Snoop Dogg and Dr. J rolling up on stage with an Impala, fool.
Yeah.
They rode up on an Impala and they did like their old school songs. And my dad recorded that on a little videotape, fool. Like he recorded that off the TV. And I remember seeing that shit, dog, and just being like, hell yeah. Like that's us, that's West Coast shit. You know what I mean? And man, forever live the West Coast, dog. That's just, it really means a lot to me, as weird as it is to say, but it means a lot to me to see that style and that sound still be alive and be alive so far away. You know what I mean? And just like you said, it's your dream to come out here. It's my dream to go out there. I don't want to eat no
Yeah.
kangaroos or anything. I don't want to eat. I don't. I don't want to eat no kangaroos and stuff. But I'm down to eat the island food. You know what I mean? I'm down to try your shit. But my dream's to go out there, my boy. I want to go out there and visit your guys' spots, take a trip to New Zealand and kick it with Mr. Sick, get in the studio and rap with my brothers, my boy. You know what I mean? That's my dream, dog. So just
Yeah.
like it's your dream to come out here, it's my dream to go out there. You know what I mean? So again, dog, salute to everything, dog, that you do in the music and you do for the West Coast sound and keeping it live and keeping the beats banging. Salute to you for doing the music as far as for me and always getting my shit done. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, my boy. But yeah, my dog, this has been dope. You know what I mean? I appreciate, you taking the time out of your day and kind of just chopping it up with me about this stuff. Yeah, and then salute to all the people, dog, too, that were in your life, dog, that kept the music alive, and then all the artists you work for, that you worked with and created beats for, and still doing to this day, for some of them, salute to all of them, Jack Ellen, Mr. Sick, me, shout out to fucking all them peeps, dog, you know what I mean? I've worked with all those dudes too, and salute to everybody, dog, and like you said, man, just keep doing the music, keep grinding, keep pushing, be consistent, keep throwing it out there, dog. you ain't gotta hang nothing up, dog. You hang them up when you're ready. You know what I mean? If you want
That's
to,
right. That's
you
right.
know what I mean. So,
Yeah.
as long as you around and I'm around, bro, we still gonna be pushing music, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
All day.
until we in the studio together, that's the main goal. You know what I mean?
Oh, there'll be a magical time, bro.
But for sure, my G. Nah, I think that we could wrap this one up, dog. I think
All
this
right.
was a
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate
Discord
it.
here we got.
Appreciate it, Toko.
For sure.
Yeah.
What you got going on the rest of the day? You gonna be kicking it, chilling?
I got a couple designs to throw up, so while I got the time, I'm just gonna throw them up.
Yeah.
Some crew necks, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hell yeah, my doggo. Much love. Ofalahiatu. Yeah.
Hopefully, my G. You know what it is, dog.
Yes.
So next time, the next
time.
motherfucking Discord.
Yeah.
Be on lookout. LOS the 4 coming soon.
Ooh-wee.
Empire coming soon.
Yeah.
I got that single dropping this Friday. We got mad shit coming, man, with my boy Lowkey. Man, we already talking about doing a special EP too. You know, I won't tell you the topic or anything, but we will. That's man, we're so ahead of y'all motherfuckers. Y'all need to catch up.
Yeah.
And catch up with some authentic shit too. Don't just put out that weak shit. Put out that real West Coast shit. You know what I mean? Because you know how we do it out here. We 100% authentic kosher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We real in these streets.
West.
Beats, funk gang. You know what it is.
You know what it is. Yeah.